Here we have a Honda 4-stroke string trimmer, weed whacker, and I have modified this by just adding a quick release at the end of it for the trimmer line. And the unit itself, I mean, the string trimmer is just amazing. Just love the 4-stroke, great power, just really cuts through the grass for me, and just loved using it. But it was going through the line way too much. I was just spending way too much time dealing with replacing the line. The quick release concept is fantastic, and I really benefited from that. But the line itself, I was just buying so many different kinds of line and trying them. I ended up with this rotary Vortex 0.155 diameter line, and it's a great line, but it's so thick that it kind of has a little bit of an issue going into this. Once you get it in there, it just lasts forever. It's just saved me a whole bunch of time when I'm mowing my lawn, the trimming part of it, because I cut it both ways. And you'll notice that I cut it at a bias. So in other words, the ends, see if I can focus in here and have this work. Gosh, it's just not happening here, but there we go. See that? Nice angled tip. So when you're putting it in to this unit here, it slips in a lot easier because this is super thick. And going into this hole that was, you know, much smaller than, you know, was designed for this line, you really got to push it in there. I carry a little pair of pliers, sometimes for pushing it in there, but definitely for pulling it through when I want to get it out. Because what happens when you're pushing it in here is that it snaps off, and then whatever line you have in here, you have to grab on to this end of it inside of this and pull it through. So I just carry a little bit of pliers, but the twist on this is really magnificent. Square line just rounds off anyway, so I don't know why it's the point of square line, but this twisted line in this diameter has been my preference. Now this head itself is, I want to say this is made by Echo. There's no buttons to push or anything. It's just basically just like a cam or something inside of here. And I just keep them real clean, and yeah, I actually lube them. I don't, you know, grease them or anything, but I just spray it, make sure that that cam is going freely, clean it up real good. This is a spare that I had because the ends of this get super hot, and I just felt like if I ever burn this little area out, I could just throw this in here. This is what I got a spare, and I put the spare on, so this is why that's used. But just carrying a pair of these little pliers here in my back pocket, and this is about the length that I use, and cutting this material out of bias really helps with inserting it. And if it gets stuck or whatever, I just put the pliers here and shove it in there, and it works great. But I hope you enjoy this modification if you were kind of frustrated with going through stringer line all the time and just wasting time when you're mowing, and this really reduces that. Sometimes when it's cold, the line will break almost immediately because it's been sitting or whatever. I have no idea. But then again, also when I'm cutting into areas that have got concrete on one side, so if it's, you know, the edge, when it's hitting that concrete, the friction, something maybe makes it hotter or whatever, but the concrete will definitely wear this string out faster and just makes it snap. So, but this combination has really been the end of the line for me. I just love it. It does seem like it makes for difficult installation and manipulation of the line, but once you get to using an end like this, it just so quickly replaced that, and the line itself just lasts so long that when you have to replace it, it's not a problem. You're not feeling bad about it. And I'd probably replace 3 of these in my yard now as compared to probably 10 or more before, and just the time it takes to do it, it was just such a pain. So anyway, hope this helps.